Oh, are you,
Are you spending?
is this day drinking with,
Well, Coors Light Seltzer. This is
uh-huh.
grapefruit. Yep. It's just
All
there was
right.
one left in the fridge, Lawrence.
Well, it is later for you. It's very early for me.
I
'Cause I
mean,
have
I've been up for 2.5 days straight, so
oh my God. I have a busy day today.
my day is filled with busy, busy, busy stuff.
Yeah. This is Lawrence Lewis.
And this is Sister Christian.
Today is Thursday, November 5th, 2020. This is the Producer's Happy Hour, a weekly podcast with two producers on opposite coasts. Christian is in New York City. I'm in Los Angeles. We're exploring what it means to be a good producer amongst all the craziness of the world today.
How is it November?
I don't know. I don't know.
As we work to keep our crews safe and our industry working, now more than ever, it's important for us to keep sharing our experiences, our ideas, what happened on your last job. You know, that I mean, we've always called it work talk, right? And, you know, and
Yeah.
I can just see spouses like getting together at a party and spouses just start filtering off in other places. And then a group of production people stand around and just talk about their last job. We need that from you because
We
we
need
need to
that.
know what's going on out there.
So share your stories with us. Are you working? How are you working? How are you keeping everybody safe? Email us at producershappyhour@gmail.com. We still love voice memos. It's better to hear you than us. So record a voice memo and send it to us.
Yes, I think somebody sent us a question last week, which was very
Oh,
interesting.
yeah.
And please rate our show on Apple Podcast and share the show with friends, colleagues, your second cousin from somewhere that you've never been. We want these stories to be heard, and they're human, so they're relatable.
Yeah, so Christian, you're right. Judy Kettler wrote into the show and asked, is there any talk about New York, Connecticut, New Jersey shutting down production again in the next month?
No, there is no talk about it. However, I do think that what I would watch out for is the mayor or governor of New York saying that they're dialing back indoor crowd activities, meaning if you have to be at 25% occupancy or only crowds of 15 can gather, those types of things. That's what I would look for, because that will mean studios need to dial back their occupancies again.
Right.
So no, not heard about it. But I do hear rumblings from, you know, the government here about if we don't do something soon, everybody needs to wear a mask. So I think they're hedging their bets, as they say.
And like we said on last week's podcast, if there's a job, maybe you want to take it because
Yeah.
who knows where this is going, what direction this is going in. But New York did put California back on the quarantine list, right?
If you're coming to New York, you have to test 3 days in advance, have proof of the negative test, and then you have to test 3 days afterwards. They did away with the 14-day quarantine.
Oh, okay. Got it.
But basically, you have to test 3 days before you get to New York and then 3 days after, and then you can leave your house. So it's actually much better than the old one. But just know that if you land here and you don't have that negative test, I have no idea what would happen.
Oh, okay. Well, Christian, this is a strange week.
How are you doing?
Obviously. Yeah. I'm doing fine. I'm prepping, as you know. That's why we're doing this so early.
Mm-hmm.
And it's keeping my mind occupied and out of the news and out of just the endless back and forth. And I've never been one to count counties and like bite my nails, you know, per county or per state. So I just kind of let it play out, hope for the best. And I have to say, I think I've been doing a good job of maintaining my mental state.
That's great.
But I am unnerved. You know, it's like pressure from a job, pressure from this election. We drove through downtown last night and there's just massive amounts of police and like the area around the police station and the Hall of Justice is shut down. And it's unnerving to see that much show of force on the streets.
I saw what happened last night in Arizona and a few in Philadelphia when it comes to protesters coming out just to voice, you know, their opinions about what's happening. Yeah, I heard Rodeo Drive was closed down. I know in New York, Macy's boarded up. I think that, but I'm very hopeful that it's not necessary, that it was an overabundance of caution.
Yeah, I hope so too. How are you doing?
So I, on the other hand, have never been into, you know, county counting and all of that, but it's been fascinating because I'm a numbers person. So I cannot rip myself away from county counting, statistics, the percentages that are needed, I mean, they have it down to like 50,249 vote. Like, it is crazy how they can track every single vote these days.
Yeah.
It's like a sports game.
It is. It is.
So, it's nail biting for sure. It's been a little nuts. I'm glad I'm not working because it would be one or the other, just like you.
I know.
I would be slacking on my job if I was working right now. I know. But other than that, just thinking about the holidays, thinking about like how much time is left in the year. I do have the concerns about, work slowing down, and just thinking about how the next 2 months are going to go and getting ready to hunker down again, I think.
Yeah.
I bought a bunch of beans yesterday, so. And toilet paper.
I have to say, I did stock up my pantry as well. So, just in case, for whatever might happen, whether it be another lockdown or social unrest.
Well, I do have to say that I'm very excited about what's happening in Georgia. I'm from there. And so to see the turnout of the vote in Georgia, unprecedented.
Uh-huh.
And I think I really do think that Detroit, Philly, and Atlanta are going to decide this election.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. Wow. I know. It's predominantly black cities.
Yeah.
I think that's, it gives me goosebumps. And so I see that you wanted to talk about Stacey Abrams. Oh, my love. Yes. I mean, like, if there's ever a role model out there, folks, she's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. We should say we are, of course, recording this in the morning. So all of this election talk could have changed by the time you're listening to this over the next few days. But that's where we're at now. So
we're not coming live from my bedroom.
No,
wait a
not
second.
Coming live from your Bushwick apartment. So yeah, don't panic, buckle in. It's a new documentary made by two women, Lisa Cortez and Lisa Garbus, along with featuring Stacey Abrams. Basically, All In co-directors Cortez and Garbus spent 18 months immersed in the issue of a fragile democracy. This is in the Hollywood Reporter, and it's talking about this new film. So Liz Garbus, one of the filmmakers, was answering phones on a voter protection hotline in South Carolina, and she was fielding call after call of people who've been turned away from the polls and received mailers to telling them to vote in the wrong place, all kinds of shenanigans. So they made this documentary called All In, The Fight for Democracy, which was produced by former Georgia gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams. And it traces her experience of voter suppression during the 2018 election there.
I mean, she barely lost. Yeah. And same with the governor's race in Florida. Those were two very nail-biting things that happened. It just shows what lengths and how corrupt the process is if we allow it. Now, we should be bottom up, but, it seems that a lot of these decisions are made by, one clerk in a county.
Yeah. And I remember for Stacey Abrams, when I believe she requested a recount, right?
Yes.
Because it was within the 1% margin, which you're allowed to do. And
legal. Some states are automatic when it's that close.
But the Republican was saying that this was an effort to steal the election. And what happened is they recounted. It did go in his favor, and she conceded. And that's just shows that she wasn't trying to steal it.
She was just trying to get an accurate count.
She was just trying to get an accurate count. And that's what's happening right now in the polling places.
Yes, well, he was also
trying to get an accurate count.
He was also like the state. He was
in charge of the election as well.
Board of Elections.
That's a whole nother story.
I know. Like, if you get a chance, you should watch that because it's a fascinating story. I remember when it happened, but now I'm going to relive it later when I need a break from the county counts.
So this documentary, All In, The Fight for Democracy, has been streaming on Amazon Prime. So it's available now.
So we also want to direct you guys to go to Do the Work page. We made a page on the website with anti-racism resources for you to educate yourself on the issues of racism that have long plagued our society and our industry, as well as a link to actionable things that you can do to support the Black Lives Matter movement.
A lot of information on there. Our Take Action page, obviously now is a little out of date because it was all about voter information. The election is over, so we will spin this page back to resources for people who are struggling with employment during this pandemic, because that still is a very real thing. So on that page, we do have other resources of how you can help people in need or how you can get help yourself.
Yes.
And we'll gussy that page back up to focus on
that.
that.
I think both pages need a little work.
Well, that's it, Christian. Short and sweet today.
I know, no interview, but that doesn't mean that we don't want you to come talk to us at our roundtables.
Exactly.
If you have any interest, let us know. And Lawrence, the show was edited and co-produced by Rob Blumke.
Artwork and logo design by Christopher Daniels.
And our music was composed by Kyle Puccia.
Thank you so much for listening. We are back next week. Just a few more episodes left in the season. Then we're going to take a little break. Until then, stay safe, stay connected, and stay active.
Wash your hands, don't touch your face, clean your phone, and you know who you are, guys. Wear a mask every time.
Please.
There's no need not to. I mean, why would you not to?
Why would you not to? Send us your voice recordings or your emails, your questions to producershappyhour@gmail.com.
Lawrence, how do people reach you directly?
Oh, LawrenceTLewis.com or for voiceover work, voiceoflawrence.com. How about you?
SisterChristianProduces.com.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.